This video is a response to Staying Sane Amid the Insanity and his video Looks, Money, Status and Tom Leykis Incel Related.
What's happening, everybody? 7:50 in the morning, the 14th of January 2018. This video is called Looks, Money, Status and the Tom Leykis Show. Looks, Money, Status and the Tom Leykis Show. Lately, Tom Leykis has gotten a lot of ire from incels.
Right.
Because of the message that he's been putting out there. He's been putting out this message. I can remember listening to Tom Leykis as far back as 1998, 1999, and he's basically been putting the same consistent message out there that it has a lot to do with looks and money. I mean, this is pre-internet. Well, it's not pre-internet, but it's early internet. Looks, money, and status is going to get you looks, money, and status obviously are going to get you a lot of places.
So you say he's been putting out the same message for the past 20 years. And my only question to that is, has the dating scene not changed in the past 20 years? Because, I mean, think about it, the internet has changed a lot. And when you look at dating now, it's obviously very different to 20 years ago. So, I mean, I don't know what he was saying 20 years ago. I don't even know if he's still live on air. I've seen the guy on YouTube, but when you go on YouTube, it doesn't tell you. I mean, you have no way of knowing when that was originally broadcasted. So I really don't know the message that he's even promoting, really. But yeah, that's the only question I really have about that. He's not changed in the last 20 years. Surely his message is not going to be as relevant as other people.
With women, and if you don't have the looks, the money and the status are going to help you. That is not a message that is inconsistent with what he said, at least for the past 20 years, as far as I know that he's been on radio.
Yeah, I've never listened to him.
But I think what
radio.
upsets incels about somebody like Tom Leykis is, looks-wise, he's got the looks of an incel. He's not a very attractive man.
Yeah, he's got the looks of what you would perceive to be an incel. I mean, a stereotypical incel, a fat, ugly guy. So yeah, incels will tell you that guys that look like that, they're not getting with women.
On a scale of 1 to 10, probably a looks department, a 4, 5, maybe even a 3 to some women. But the difference between that guy and all the other incels that are out there, this guy actually put in the work and the effort to become successful.
Yep.
I mean, the guy didn't start out as a multi-million-dollar radio host and became a success overnight. That guy actually had to grind on the radio for years before he became famous. I mean, he had to take radio gigs in cities that you haven't even heard of, working weird shifts, doing news, doing all kinds of different formats before he actually, struck gold with what he talks about today. And I think he lives it. That's the thing. He lives it. He lives the experiences that he talks about. He's lived it. And he puts it out on radio. And then, of course, he backs it up with literature, backs it up with plenty of research literature, magazine articles, research papers, and then he basically has a debate with people. You don't have to agree with the guy 100% of the time, but the stuff that he puts out there, it makes sense, and it's researched. It's researched very well, and a lot of it's backed up by science. But somebody like Tom Leykis, represents somebody that these guys would like to become. They would love to become a Tom Leykis, but unfortunately, what pisses them off is they don't have the abilities. They don't have the charisma. They don't have the work ethic. They don't have the drive.
Yeah, and that's my main gripe with incels. They have zero work ethic. They're not prepared to do what it takes to improve their options with women. They're not prepared to. They actually believe that they deserve something for nothing. I mean, I remember in one of your videos that you were talking about how a lot of these guys expect a woman to love them unconditionally. And that's right. They actually believe that a woman should love them unconditionally. They believe that they can be a fat, lazy slob, like some of the YouTubers on here who, you know, they can't do anything. They believe that they can live with their parents until they're 35 years old. They believe that they can, you know, have really nothing to offer, even be autistic, even be, have a lot of mental issues and a lot of baggage. And still they believe that, they deserve something. And, these guys are hypocrites because they want attractive women, but they're not willing to actually put the effort in to improve their chances to get a woman. They have no work ethic. They're lazy. I mean, they actually have LDAR, lay down and rot. I didn't know about that. I learned that from incels. I believe that came from 4chan or R9K, something like that. But it's a forum that's notorious for incels. And you guys taught me. You incels are the ones who taught me about LDAR. I didn't know about that until you guys told me about that. You guys told me that that's how you're living. That you don't want to improve yourself. If you can't get a woman, you're not going to improve yourself. You're just going to sit down and collect money from the government and wake up whenever you want to wake up and go to sleep whenever you want to go to sleep and not work for anything and live with your parents. I mean, if you want to stay at home, but actually learn some skills at home and then use those skills to go out there and get and make some money. Start an online business with the skills that you've learned. If you want to stay at home, if you want to wake up when you want to wake up, if you want to go to sleep when you want to go to sleep. But these guys, they have no drive, they have no determination. They're not going to do that. All they're going to do is sit at home, watch YouTube, play video games, watch porn, go on forums and complain about how much of a loser they are and how they're a victim. This is what incels do. And this is why I don't have any respect for these guys. How are you a victim if all you're doing every day is just, lazing about, not actually applying yourself, not doing anything positive, constructive? How are you a victim at that point? You're not a victim. You don't get something for nothing. Most regular people don't get something for nothing in this world. It's no different to the job market. You have to offer your employer something. He's not just going to let you work and let you do nothing and pay you. Yeah, rich kids, privileged rich kids, the parents will give them money for nothing. But the vast majority of people ain't going to get something for nothing. And that has always been the case. It's always been like that. It's always been like that where you actually have to work to get something. Even under traditionalism, a lot of these incels, they talk about traditionalism. Well, under traditionalism, let me tell you something. You had to impress a male party. You had to impress the the daughter's father, right? Some of these guys are unemployed, 35 years old, working, the worst jobs you can think of, the lowest paid jobs out there. Do you really think that a guy is going to marry his daughter off to these losers? He's not going to do that. Even under traditionalism, these guys will be in the same position because, they cannot take care of these women. A lot of incels, they want to be taken care of by a woman. That's what they want. They want the woman to go out to work and they want to stay at home, but they don't want to stay at home and look after the house. They want to stay at home and play video games. They want to stay at home and browse forums. They want to stay at home and watch YouTube. That's what they want to do. These guys are in the position they're in. Yeah, there is some societal factors, but a large part of it is their own fault. And until incels accept that, they're not going anywhere. And we have some people in this community, I'm not going to mention the names, but Sane knows who I'm talking about. Those guys who are promoting this idea that if you're living this life, you're a victim and there's nothing you can do about the situation. And those are people that we should not listen to. We should not listen to those guys, because those guys are just driving people further back. They're not helping anybody.
And we're not talking about hard work like, digging ditches for 16 hours a day. That's not the kind of hard work we're talking about. The kind of hard work we're talking about is focusing on a goal, pursuing it, and doing something with it.
Yeah, these guys are not goal-oriented. They're really not goal-oriented. They don't have any goals. I never see these guys talking about their goals. I only see them talking about how much of a loser they are.
And making a lot of
and
money
how much
off
of a
of
victim
it.
they are.
Now, money, of course, is not the end goal of everything, but if you want to have the kind of women that Tom Leykis has,
Yeah.
and believe me, I've never had that kind of success with women where like I've got 9s and 10s. No way. I'm not going to lie here and say that, but I can certainly respect what the guy's doing because that's what he wants. He wants to date 9s and 10s. And so he's put in the work, he's put in the effort, and that's his right for him to donate his paycheck to be with these beautiful women. I mean, I'm not under the impression that these women are with him because they love his looks or because of his good heart. I understand that a lot of these women want to be with him because he's famous. He can get them into famous, Hollywood parties, and he can jet set all across the world. He can take lavish vacations. He can shower money on these women. I am not under the impression that is not going on. Of course, that's what's going on.
Yeah, they're getting with him because he can give them the lifestyle that they see on movies, they see on reality TV. And, women, not all women, but there is a portion of women that they crave that lifestyle and they'll do anything to get that lifestyle. So Tom Leykis can provide them with what they want. And they can provide Tom Leykis with what he wants. It's like a trade in a way.
Of course, that's the reason Nicole, what the hell was her name? That stripper from Playboy that got with that really old oil tycoon. Of course, she was with that guy for his money. I mean, we're not stupid. We're not stupid. Again, if that's what you want, you have every right to do that. But you're going to have to pay the price. You're going to have to work hard at something that's going to be lucrative.
Yep, work hard and work smart. Not just work hard, but also work smart. I mean, you can work hard, at a low-end job like a lot of these guys are doing. You can work hard delivering pizzas, but that's not gonna get you anywhere. You gotta work smart. You gotta actually do something, like he said, that's lucrative.
And something that's gonna be, raise your status. I mean, if that means going to medical school for 4 years, becoming a top surgeon, and then you reaping the benefits with beautiful women around you, wanting to be with you because you're making $1 million or $2 million a year, you're driving a very expensive Mercedes Benz, you have all these status symbols. If they want to be with you because of that, that is the way things are in our society.
And I know what these incels are gonna say, oh, that doesn't work. Even if I have money, that doesn't work. When they don't even have money to begin with. But the thing is with these guys is that, when I look at individuals on YouTube and whatever, also in the real world, these guys that are go-getters, these guys that are hustlers, these guys that they apply themselves, they wake up early in the morning, they have a routine, they're very dedicated, they're traveling the world, they're making business deals, they're meeting up with new people. All these guys have girlfriends, wives, and kids, families, whatever. These guys are not living TFL. So when these guys say it doesn't work, I don't know what these guys are talking about. I'm not seeing a bunch of successful people in TFL. What I'm seeing in TFL is a bunch of people who are failures. And I'm not talking about with women, I'm talking about in other factors. They're failures when it comes to their career, they're failures when it comes to socially. Yeah, not everybody who is doing well in their career will not live TFL, but let's not kid ourselves here. The amount of guys living TFL or incel, whatever you want to call it, that are successful in life is far less than the ones that are not. Let's just be real here.
Again, we have a very materialistic and status-driven society.
Yep, that is true.
So that's that's what Tom Leykis represents. He represents somebody that basically has the looks of an incel, but has crossed over to the other side because he's successful and he's famous and he has a high status relatively in relation to everybody else that's out there. But Joe Average out there that has Tom Leykis' looks, that doesn't have that ability, refuses to put in the work, is going to be upset. He's going to be pissed. He's like, fuck Tom Leykis, man. This is bullshit. No, it's not. These are the rules of the game. You got to play by them.
Yeah. If you want a woman, right, you have to either accept that this is how it is, or you gotta embrace the fact that you're TFL and go MGTOW. Go your own way. I mean, some people would say TFLs can't be MGTOW, whatever. I don't care. However you want to phrase it, just embrace the fact that you are alone. That's basically what I'm saying. Embrace the fact that you're alone, or do what it takes to get a woman. Complaining about it is not going to fix anything.